Welcome to the introduction of the principles of management. This is Chapter 1. Section 1.4, Planning, Organizing, Leading, and Controlling. In this video presentation, we need to stay focused on our learning objectives. And our learning objectives are to understand the planning, organizing, leading and controlling the POLC framework's dimensions. And also, to understand the general inputs for each POLC dimension. The key difficulty for a manager is to solve challenges creatively. While drawing from a number of academic fields, and in order to assist managers in responding to the challenge of creative problem solving, management concepts have long been classified into four fundamental functions: planning, organizing, leading, and controlling, the POLC framework. When carried out in the day-to-day reality of running an organization, the four functions depicted in the POLC graphic are actually strongly interconnected. As a result, you should avoid attempting to examine and comprehend a comprehensive unambiguous explanation for categorizing the skills and practices that comprise the entire POLC framework. It should be noted that this framework is not without flaws. These concerns derive specifically from the view that, while the POLC functions may be ideal, they do not adequately portray the day-to-day operations of actual managers. A typical day in the life of a manager, at any level, can be chaotic and fragmented, with the continual threat of having priorities set by the law of the trivial many and important few, that is, the 80-20 rule. However, the general consensus appears to be that the POLC management functions continue to provide a highly effective way of categorizing the actions that managers engage in as they strive to achieve organizational goals. Please take a moment to look at the diagram to understand the POLC framework. Planning. Planning is a managerial role that entails identifying objectives and determining a course of action to achieve those objectives. Planning necessitates managers being aware of the environmental conditions confronting their organization, as well as forecasting future ones. It also necessitates that managers make sound decisions. Planning is a process that includes multiple steps. Environmental scanning is the first step in the process, which essentially implies that planners must be aware of the major contingencies that their firm faces in terms of economic conditions, competitors, and customers. After that, planners must attempt to foresee future conditions. These forecasts serve as the foundation for planning. Planners must set objectives, which are declarations of what must be accomplished, and when it must be accomplished. Then, planners must suggest different courses of action for reaching goals. After weighing the many options, planners must decide on the best course of action for accomplishing goals. They must next develop the essential measures and guarantee that the plans are carried out effectively. Finally, planners must continuously assess the success of their plans and take remedial action as needed. There are numerous forms of plans and planning. Strategic planning includes examining competitive possibilities and threats, as well as the organization's strengths and limitations, and determining how to position the organization to compete effectively in its environment. Strategic planning takes time, generally 3 years or more. Strategic planning in general encompasses the entire company and includes the development of objectives. Strategic planning is frequently based on the organization's mission, which is its primary reason for being. Strategic planning is most commonly carried out by an organization's top management. Tactical planning is intermediate term of planning. Normally 1 to 3 years, and it is intended to establish reasonably tangible and precise mechanisms of putting the strategic plan into action. Middle-level supervisors are frequently involved in tactical planning. Operational planning generally assumes the existence of organizational-wide or subunit-level goals and objectives, and specifies methods for achieving them short-term, normally less than a year. Operational planning is used to establish precise action to support strategic and tactical goals. Organizing. Organizing is a management function that entails creating an organizational structure and deploying human resources to guarantee that goals are met. The framework under which effort is coordinated is the organization structure. An organization chart, which depicts the chain of command inside an organization, is commonly used to represent the structure. Decisions about an organization's structure are sometimes referred to as organizational design decisions. Individual tasks inside the organization are also designed as part of the organizing process. Individual job duties and obligations, as well as the way in which they should be carried out, must be decided. Decisions affecting the nature of work inside an organization are sometimes referred to as job design decisions. Organizing at the organizational level entails deciding how to best departmentalize or cluster jobs into departments in order to effectively coordinate effort. Departmentalization can be accomplished in a variety of ways, such as by function, product, geography, or customer. Many larger businesses utilize a variety of departmentalization techniques. Organizing at the job level entails determining how to best create specific occupations to make the best use of human resources. Traditionally, job design was built on division of labor and specialization ideas, which assumed that the narrower the job topic, the more proficient the individual executing the task might become. However, history has demonstrated that jobs can become overly narrow and specialized. How would you like to screw lids on jars one after the other, like you may have done many decades ago, if you worked for a company that created and sold jellies and jams? Negative consequences include diminished job satisfaction and organizational commitment, increased absenteeism and turnover. Many companies have recently attempted to achieve a balance between the requirement for worker specialization and the need for workers to have jobs with variety and autonomy. Many jobs are now designed based on such principles as empowerment, job enrichment, and teamwork. For example, Huawei Manufacturing, a custom sheet metal fabricator, has eliminated typical departments in order to focus on listening to and responding to customer requests. From company-wide meetings to team huddles, Huawei workers know and understand their consumers and how Huawei can best serve them. Leading. Leading entails using social and informal channels of influence to motivate people to take action. Managers that are successful leaders will inspire their subordinates to work hard to achieve organizational goals. The behavioral sciences have made numerous advances to our knowledge of this management role. Personality study and job attitude studies provide critical information on how managers might most effectively lead subordinates. For example, according to this study, in order to be good leaders, managers must first understand their subordinates' personalities, values, attitudes, and emotions. Motivation studies and motivation theory provide crucial knowledge about how workers can be stimulated to put forth productive effort. Communication studies provide guidance on how managers might communicate effectively and persuasively. Leadership and leadership style studies provide answers to queries like, what makes a manager a good leader? And in what scenarios are various leadership styles most appropriate and effective? Controlling. Controlling involves ensuring that performance does not deviate from standards. Controlling consists of 3 steps, which include 1. Establishing performance standards, 2. Comparing actual performance against standards, and 3. Taking corrective action when necessary. Performance criteria are frequently expressed in monetary terms, like as revenue, costs, or profits. But they can also be expressed in non-monetary terms, such as units produced, number of defective items, or levels of quality or customer service. Depending on the performance criteria, performance can be measured in a variety of methods, including financial records, sales reports, production outcomes, customer satisfaction, and formal performance reviews. To some extent, managers at all levels perform the managerial role of controlling. Control in the administrative sense should not be confused with control in the behavioral or manipulative sense. This function does not suggest that managers should strive to control or manipulate their subordinates' personalities, values, attitudes, or emotions. Instead, this management function is concerned with the manager's involvement in taking the appropriate actions to guarantee that subordinates' work-related activities are consistent with and contribute to the achievement of organizational and departmental objectives. Because planning offers the essential performance standards or objectives, effective controlling necessitates the existence of plans. Controlling also necessitates an understanding of who is responsible for deviations from standards. Budget and performance audits are 2 fundamental control strategies. An audit entails examining and verifying records and supporting documents. A budget audit informs the company about where it stands in relation to what was planned or budgeted for, but a performance audit may attempt to determine whether the figures given are a true reflection of actual performance. Although managing is commonly thought of in terms of financial criteria, managers must also control production and operations processes, service delivery procedures, compliance with business regulations, and a wide range of other activities within the organization. The management functions of planning, organizing, leading, and regulating are usually regarded as the best approach to describe the manager's job, and to categorize acquired knowledge about the study of management. Despite significant changes in the environment encountered by managers, and the instruments utilized by managers to fulfill their responsibilities, managers continue to undertake these critical functions. Congratulations! You are now at the end of the presentation. Let's take a look at the key takeaway. The principles of management may be reduced to 4 important functions. Planning, organizing, leading, and controlling are examples of these functions. This POLC structure can help you figure out what the ideal job of a manager looks like. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and share our messages. Have a nice day.